Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, after the day job, I am off to check out the new horror film, It's a Wonderful Knife. It's a Wonderful Knife takes two things I like the most. One, slasher films. Two, Christmas, and squishes them together. And not only is this going to be a fun slasher fusion, it's also a Christmas classic. It's based off of the movie It's a Wonderful Life that tells the story of somebody who wishes, of course, that they weren't born, and then they find out just how shitty life would be without them. This movie kind of takes the same thing. It tells the story of a young lady who saves her town and friends and family and whatnot from a psychopathic killer. Well, then you fast forward a few years, or maybe it's a year, I don't really know. Anyways, you fast forward, and it doesn't seem like the people appreciate all of her sacrifice and the trauma and everything she went through to save them. So then one faithful night, she makes the mistake of wishing upon, I guess, a magic star, as you do, that she wishes she was never born. All of a sudden, she is then stuck in a parallel universe where, yes, she was never born, and that pesky slasher was never caught. So now the town, her friends, and family are once again being stalked by the killer. Guys, I cannot explain to you exactly how excited I am to go check this movie out. I love an awesome and fun Christmas slasher film. It really is some of the fun, like the most fun I have is watching Christmas kind of slasher films. I don't know why I love it so much. Maybe because it takes something so, wholesome and fun as Christmas, and then you got this psychopath going around slicing everybody up. Maybe that's what I enjoy. Taking something that's considered fun and wholesome and then, making it not fun and wholesome. Alright, well anyways guys, it's enough of me sitting here jibber-jabbing. It's time for me to get to the day job because I got stuff to do, and then I'm off to check out the new movie, It's a Wonderful Knife. Welcome back, just getting home, and you know what guys, I did enjoy this movie, I had a really good time, but it wasn't perfect. There are some things about it that bothered me just a little bit. Now let's get this started, shall we? We're going to do things the way I like to do it. We're going to start with the negatives and then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. Alright, now one thing that did bother me in this movie, the number one thing that bothered me was it just kind of sprinkles in some It's a Wonderful Life elements into the movie. It's not a full-on parody of the film, it just kind of takes this and that. It just kind of cherry picks what's in It's a Wonderful Life and throws it into this movie. And there's just one part in the film, and it's a very famous scene from the original film, and it does not work. It just didn't work. It fell flat. I don't know why they did it. It just seemed like they were like, oh God, totally forgot about this. Hang on, let's do it real quick. And that was it. It didn't work for me. But other than that, the film was a lot of fun. I would say one thing, and this is going to be in kind of a middle, because this is something that I found really cool, and once I figured it out, or at least I think I figured it out, I was in on the joke and it made a lot more sense. The acting seems kind of strange, and you're going to sit there and you're going to try to put your finger on it. You're going to sit there like, why is Joel McHale acting like this? He's a better actor than that. And Justin Long is, again, a better actor than what is going on here. Well, then it dawned on me. they're acting like they're in a Hallmark Christmas movie. At least I thought that. That's the way I started to think it. It just had that vibe to it, that special Hallmark film kind of thing. If you've seen those movies, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you know what? Give it a whirl. It's a treat, let me tell you. Just find one. You've seen one Hallmark Christmas romantic comedy, you've seen all 90,000 of them. Let me put it to you that way. And every one of the films has a very specific acting style and is 100% on display in this film, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was very creative and a lot of fun, and once you got in on the joke, it made the movie a lot more funny. Also, the killer, the slasher in this film, love the design. They went with this really cool, like, angel topper, I guess you would say, Christmas tree topper kind of design for the slasher with no face, just all white and everything like that. Really cool, and also added another level to the blood splatter. That brings me to the practical effects of this film, and there's plenty of them. Now, there isn't any really crazy over-the-top kills in this, but there is tons of bloody kills. I'm talking like Scream-level blood kind of kills. Everything is done with blades. Like I said, nothing crazy over the top, nothing wild, but everything was pretty solid and pretty doggone gory. The film also does a great way of kind of twisting and turning. It seems like it gives away some very important clues in the trailer. If you've seen enough slasher films, you know, don't ever trust a damn thing in the trailer. Let me just put it to you that way. The film is fun, and that's really the thing that I like about it the most. It was just fun. It delivered in the aspects that I wanted. I wanted to see some silliness, I wanted to see some campiness, I wanted to see some Christmas kills, and just some silly action. I got all of that. This film delivered for me. Now, is this something that I would consider a brand new Christmas slasher classic? No, this is not Black Christmas. No, this is still fun, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I don't think this is something that we're going to see a franchise be birthed from. I believe this is going to be a one and done, and I think it will work just fine that way. And I do believe it's going to be pretty popular, at least in the horror community. Now, if you are not able to see this movie in your area, don't worry. It is a Shudder original, so more than likely it's going to be popping up on the streaming service soon. I would bet this sucker is going to show up on Shudder somewhere near Christmas is when you're going to see this thing show up. That's just a theory. I have no idea on when that might be. Let's make that clear. So all in all, guys, yes, if you are a fan of slashers, if you enjoy the holiday slasher type films, you're probably going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this movie, and you're going to like it a lot. If it's not your bag, this is probably not something you're going to enjoy. That's just my opinion, though. Alright, guys, well, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.